This is Andi Purewal, Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Morrison on Zoom. Marcus, how are you doing?
I'm good, mate, and well, apart from the lockdown, but other than that, yeah, we're all good.
It's good to hear, mate. It's good to hear. Obviously, you just mentioned there, lockdown. How are you finding life, behind closed doors at home?
It's okay, to be fair. I'm enjoying, family life a lot more of it. I've got my little girl. But yeah, it's hard. It's not nice, not being able to sort of do what you want and, go to the gym and whatnot. But like I said, everyone's in the same boat, and you got to just get on with it and sort of make the best of a bad situation, I suppose.
I think we've both gone for the same look because we can't get a haircut, so we've both decided to
yeah,
wait.
This isn't coming off. It's been at least 4 or 5 weeks since I've had an haircut, so yeah, this is staying firmly on me.
Mate, it's painful. It is painful. Obviously, we just briefly touched on lockdown there. How are you finding trying to train from home and not being able to have that routine of going to a gym?
Yeah, it's tough. I can't lie, but like I said before, again, everyone's in the same boat, and you've got to just try and do what you can. I've been doing a lot of running. If boxing don't work out, I'll probably make a decent semi-professional runner now after you might have been having to do. But I've got strength work to do and stuff, and it's just really bag work and pad work and sort of sparring stuff that you're missing. But other than that, everyone's all professional fighters should be able to stay relatively fit and not lose too much fitness over the period that we're in lockdown.
What's Pat kind of said to you with regards to trying to keep what kind of training you should be doing and how to make sure you don't overexert yourself and what have you?
Well, this is probably one of the first, but I'm not actually with Pat no more. I'm not. I'm actually back with Joe. I'm actually back training with Joe. I was before the lockdown. I was back training with Joe for a couple of weeks before lockdown started. So I was just getting into the swing of things and getting back in the gym with the lads, and I was really on top of everything. But yeah, it's probably come as a shock to you. But yeah, I'm no longer with Pat. I'm back with Joe.
Yeah, I was going to say I haven't seen anything. Have you announced anything over social media at all? Or?
I've not actually announced anything yet. There's been a few pictures out on social media and stuff of me, training and whatnot in the gym with Joe and the lads, but nothing's actually been announced. So yeah, you're probably one of the first sort of to hear it publicly that I am back training with Joe.
Yeah, I mean that is news for me, but obviously brings a few questions for me. The first and most obvious one, which I'm sure you're anticipating, how come the move back to Joe?
Truthfully, I'm massively thankful to Pat and everything that he done for me. We had that great night in Rome, where we beat Bandamora. But in my heart about something, we just saying that I wanted to be back with Joe, and I was missing a few things. But yeah, it was just in my heart. I felt like I needed to be back with Joe, and I knew as soon as I got back training with Joe, just for the couple of weeks that I was there before, like I said, before lockdown, it felt like home again, and I'd missed everything. And yeah, I said before when I left Joe the first time, I said it wasn't for any other reason than for myself, and not on Joe's ability as a coach or as a trainer, but my own personal issues that I had to deal with, especially coming off the losses that I'm sure you're aware of. Now I feel like I'm past all those that place I was in, and I've beat those demons. Truthfully, I just felt like I wanted to be back training with Joe.
So when you obviously came to the decision and the thought started to cross your mind that you wanted to get back with Joe, how did you go about kind of just having that conversation? This has genuinely come as a surprise to me because I keep in touch with Joe regularly. So
yeah, it will come as a surprise to a lot of people, because there's still, like I said, a lot of people that haven't been told or don't know yet, obviously because of the lockdown. And if the lockdown wouldn't have happened, it would have been a lot more talk of it, or it would have been put out. Something would have been put out in terms of what we're going to do next and so on. But but yeah, it's one of the things. Like I said, other than a couple of pictures that were put up of me, in the gym, at Joe's, no one actually knows.
So, like I say, just before I kind of went back over my surprise at that, when you did first cross your mind that you wanted to kind of start working with Joe again, how did you go about just mentioning it to him? Was it just a simple phone call, a text, and you're like, Joe, I want
Yeah,
to
me and Joe, even when I was training with Pat for a couple of years or so, might have been just shy of a couple of years. Me and Joe was always in contact, and I've always said that me and Joe have always been good friends, even away from boxing. But as well as that, Joe has always been my manager throughout, from the beginning of my career and throughout while I was training with Pat. So it was easy enough just to pick up the phone, and I did that, and I give Joe a ring and asked him, can we have a catch up? And we did. We went for a coffee, and yeah, we had a good chat. And I put it to Joe, if obviously he's still busy with the lads, he's got a busy gym, but Joe was more than happy to have me back. And I went in on the first day, and the lads were happy to see him. So it was nice to be back, sort of home, if you like.
Oh, that's one thing I want to touch on. Obviously, with Pat, there's less fighters there, whereas with Joe, he's got a stacked stable. There's a lot of guys he obviously has to train and look after. How do you find the comparison of working maybe more one-on-one with Pat than what you will do with Joe? Not necessarily saying Joe won't afford you time, of course he will, but you'll have that difference of a lot more fighters working with you.
Yeah, it is a different atmosphere and a different sort of different method, if you like. Obviously, you've got in the gym with Joe, there's probably 7 or 8 years possibly in the gym at one time. But I think I thrive under that sort of in that sort of atmosphere. Whereas when I was with Pat, there was only sort of me, myself, and Lyndon, and a couple of other professionals that had not long turned over. But Joe's now got Anthony Crawler working alongside him, and strength and conditioning a couple of days a week with Johnny Velocity. So you do get a lot. Joe does give you a lot of one-to-one time, as well as obviously working amongst the group with a few years.
What's he like working back with the likes of Callum Smith, the number one in the super middleweight division, Liam Smith, a former world champion, Crawler, obviously a former world champion himself before he retired. What's he like being back in amongst those guys?
It's good. Like I said, it's like being back home. After a day or two, it just felt normal, like nothing had changed. Obviously, I've been away for a couple of years, and I'm not seeing the lads and Tash. I say lads, but obviously Tash is there as well. As much, anywhere near as much since I left. But honestly, it was just I just fit straight back in, and the banter was flying as soon as I got back there, and everything just felt sort of normal. And but I sort of knew it'd always be like that, because I trained with all of them for years, before the move to Pat. So yeah, it was pretty straightforward.
I know generally you are a cheeky chappy, but I can see how happy you are just talking about it, and how thrilled you seem to be back there and working once again with the team.
Yeah, it was massive. It was like when I had that when I said I give Joe a phone call and I think we have a meet up. In the back of my mind, I don't get me wrong. I thought, what if he does say, the gym's too busy, or he's got too much going on. But I was made up that he welcomed me back with open arms, and yeah, I was buzzing, and I was really looking forward to kicking on and getting in some big fights, sort of in the sort of middle of the year. But obviously with this happening, it's put a bit of a span in the works, and we'll have to sort of wait a little bit longer. But I'm sure the big fights will still come.
I mean, that in itself must have brought a new sense of frustration that obviously from Blandamura, you must have thought, right, this is my chance to kick on, this is my chance to get back up the rankings and really get onto the next level with my boxing career. And then you had a couple of shows in Withenshaw, but you haven't really had that chance to get back out on a big UK show. So I'm sure you probably thought the move to Joe would have probably helped to accelerate that. With all of this in mind, how much more frustrating has the current situation kind of added to what you've tried to achieve or what you're looking to achieve?
Yeah, definitely, because when I come back from Italy, I thought that would be like a really good sort of door opening for big fights, and I thought of smaller shows, like you said, and then going back with Joe, I thought, right, this is really the time now where, you know, Joe can get sort of be back on the big arena shows in some big fights. And, you know, obviously I would have needed, not I wouldn't have said long, but, you know, a few weeks just to sort of get in the swing of things, get back fit, get back sort of working with Joe and whatnot. But yeah, and then it was me and Tash. We stayed in the gym, and, you know, obviously Tash had that big fight coming up, and I sort of wanted to stay in the gym just to give me sort of an head start, if you like. And, you know, I stayed in as long as I could, but it got to a point where it was like, no, you know, the gym needs to shut. And it was frustrating because I was, like I said, I was really looking forward to get back in, get stuck in, and, you know, get into some big fights. But, you know, there's nothing you can do.